Good evening, District 8. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. I'd like to say a special good night to my colleagues who are here with me on the stage and those who are under the tent. And of course, to recognize the Premier of the Virgin Islands, Dr. D. Orlando Smith, who has been here with us every night. Give Dr. Smith a round of applause for being here with us. The entire new NDP team is here in support of your district representative and the deputy chairman of the NDP, Mr. Marlon Penn. Eighth District, we are counting on you to use that same good judgment you have shown over the past 8 years and make sure that Honorable Penn is returned to the House of Assembly. And that he is returned with a team that will continue to do right by you and right by the entire territory. Now is not the time to try something new. Marlon has proven to you that he can deliver, and he remains with a team that has a track record of delivering. It has been a pleasure for me to serve with Marlon over the past 8 years. In Marlon, you have a representative that doesn't think that any project is too big or too good for his people. If he gets hold of a good idea or a good plan and sees the benefit for the people of the 8th or for the people of the territory, he isn't afraid to step up and to fight for it. And these aren't empty words. If you want proof, we can take a stroll up Greenland and see the magnificent field, and you will see the proof of the hard work and determination of Honorable Penn. Give him a round of applause, please. Marlon is extremely intelligent and hardworking, and he knows how to get things done. You have seen the transformation of District 8 under Marlon's leadership, and the choice in this election should be easy for the people of District 8. The clear choice, again, is Marlon A. Penn. Now, tonight you will hear more from Marlon and his points to improve the overall being of you, the good people of District 8. It is a plan that coincides with all parties' plans to ensure that across these Virgin Islands, our territory and our people grow better, stronger together. So on February 21st and 25th, we are depending on you, 8th District, to send Marlon and the NDP team back to the House of Assembly to ensure that this district continues with the stellar representation and growth which Marlon and Team NDP has provided over the past 8 years. District 8, we are counting on you. Now, from the outset of our campaign, we in the new NDP have been outlining our policy prescriptions using multiple platforms. And we have made it clear that the overriding objective is to make the Virgin Islands of the future better, stronger together with an improved quality of life for everyone. Night after night, you have heard Team NDP speak to you about how we're going to make life better for you, the people of this country. Night after night, you have heard nothing more than distractions, distortions, and playing out untruthful WhatsApp messages from a team that has no real plans. Their plan is to win the government by any means necessary. But it is clear for all and sundry to see that they have no plan to govern if they win. Some persons have said that I've been soft in responding to the nonsense which has been polluting our political space, particularly all this unfounded talk about corruption. I have said to them that we have hopes for a better way of politics and do not wish to join anyone in the practice of politics in the gutter.
That's right.
The gutter is not our home.
That's right. That's right.
It is not a place where we feel comfortable.
That's right.
And it's not a place that you, the good people of the Virgin Islands, should feel comfortable.
That's right. That's right.
The last time I checked, the bottom of a gutter was green.
That's right.
My color is one of strength, one of determination, one of love. Our color is red and the gutter is not for us.
That's right. That's right.
But if we decided to take temporary residence in the gutter and practice it, a few thoughts might come to mind, and there are a few questions that we might have to ask. Now I'll tell you, some of the questions that would come to my mind right away if I took up temporary residence in the gutter would be to ask, what happened to the close to $1 million for the Neighborhood Partnership Project when nothing was done?
That's right. That's right.
If I took up temporary residence in the gutter, I could ask for an explanation on the $600,000 that was spent on a totally unnecessary medical school study that yielded no results for the people. If I took up temporary residence in the gutter, I can ask about the $750,000 that was given to a spiritual advisor to give a review of the education system that yielded no results because the person was not qualified to do the job. If I took up temporary residence in the gutter, I would ask about that minister who used to go to the treasury and collect the checks for the contractors and then wait for his portion when the time comes. And if I took up temporary residence in the gutter, I will ask for an explanation once and for all on that FBI investigation that is still outstanding. I can do all those things if I took up temporary residence in the gutter. But I said to you today that these things do not improve the quality of your life. And so I wouldn't go there. Let us endeavor to do right by our seniors and other citizens, to present our case to them in a decent and proper way, and trust them to make the right decision for this country on the 25th of February. The Bible says in John 8 and 7, he that is without sin, let him be the first to cast a stone. Now, permit me tonight to speak to you a bit on the importance of our territory's infrastructure to our economic development as a nation. Writing about the fall of the Roman Empire, H.J. Haskell said, the failure of the Roman system to furnish decent minimal standards for the mass of people was a fundamental cause of instability, both political and economic. Unlike the leaders of the Roman Empire, US President Franklin Roosevelt understood the importance of building the infrastructure that a country needs to advance. It was coming out of the Great Depression in the early 30s that he devised a recovery and development plan for the United States. The stock market had crashed and took much of the US economy with it. Jobs were being lost at a staggering rate, and in the streets of major cities, people were fighting for food scraps. It is against that backdrop that Roosevelt devised the plan known as the New Deal. The plan was put forward aggressively, and public works projects that built both modern United States of America were put in place. From housing, railroads, city development, and even social security, the plan sought to immediately provide jobs and put Americans to work to truly build their country. I believe that in our recovery plan, we have done the very same thing, and we have the very same opportunity. A key opportunity that we still will be looking for is to tackle during our next term in office the infrastructural requirements for us to build a modern Virgin Islands. I still vividly recall the darkness of the night following Hurricane Irma. I had never seen and could have never imagined that Road Town would be in such darkness. It was weeks, and for many residents, months, after they could flick on the switch to a room in their home. And we have to thank Henry Cricky for the good work that he did in helping us to get there. Our recovery speaks not only to bringing back the territory to its pre-Irma condition, but also speaks about developing our electrical infrastructure and continuing the work of placing our electrical lines on the ground. So God forbid there's another hurricane like Irma, our electrical infrastructure would be built to withstand such heavy winds. In many communities, the issue of public water supply and sewage connection is still a significant issue. Just before Hurricane Irma, we completed substantial work on the sewage system in the 8th district. Over the next 4 years, we will be upgrading our national sewage program and expanding the network to connect more communities to a safe underground network of waste disposal. We must also look at how we dispose of our waste and what opportunities exist in wastewater recycling. We must also address the issue of garbage disposal once and for all. This will call for a total shift in our attitudes and behavior, but this old problem will have no place in the modern BVI. I've already spoken to you about the need for government to invest in the telecommunications infrastructure in the country. I will say it again. We cannot leave it solely to private companies to decide how and when our citizens and our businesses get proper high-speed internet access. It is too important to the economy of the country. As a government, the NDP will work with the existing carriers and ensure that an investment is made in an internet highway to guarantee high-speed internet access to schools, offices, public spaces, and to homes. The expansion of the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport must be a priority for any government that is serious about expanding our economy. Yes, we must have a conversation about how is the best way to do it. But I say to you this evening, it must be done. We have made it clear that the expansion of the airport must meet two fundamental requirements. One, it must be a public-private partnership so that we do not overextend the indebtedness of our country. And two, it must have the least environmental impact as possible. To support our tourism, financial services, and general business sector, we must have the capacity to move people to and from our country in a timely fashion. Business moves swiftly these days, and if our territory cannot keep up with the basic needs of today's business person or leisure traveler, we will become irrelevant. Take a look around the region and see how tourism on those islands continue to grow, and how many of them are now getting direct flights from the US mainland. This is our competition, and we have to do something about it. I said to you tonight, elect an NDP government, and you will get airlift to and from the US, so that you, the good people of the Virgin Islands and our guests, do not have to waste precious time sitting in an airport when you could be doing other things with your time. It is time for us to get down to business and expand the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport. The upgrade of roads in our territory is also provided for in our recovery and development plan. We have to continue to work on improving the design, engineering, and maintenance of our road network. Many persons use the quality of roads in a country as an indication of the standard of living. If we need help to improve the road network in our country, we just need to go out and get the help that we need. Hurricane Irma has presented new opportunities for us to rebuild our territory to our liking, and we cannot waste that opportunity. Our Premier, Dr. Deolando Smith, was able to secure a $400 million loan guarantee from the British government. The government formed the Recovery and Development Agency, which has the responsibility of implementing the Recovery and Development Plan. The Recovery and Development Plan is a roadmap for the new BVI that was done by this government. The Recovery and Development Plan is the New Deal for the BVI that Roosevelt spoke about with respect to the United States. Once that loan funding is assessed, the new government just has to pick up that plan that was done by the NDP and get on with the work of building the infrastructure of the country. You would not find a big infrastructure plan in the manifesto of any party seeking office in the 2019 general elections. This is because the work was already done by the NDP government. And I'll tell you something about that. When we were at work trying to get that Recovery and Development Agency plan going, there were a number of persons who set out to destroy and upset the apple cart. Remember that sign that was placed by the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground? Those ones who've taken off into the blue skies are the ones that are mainly responsible for holding back the development of this country.
That's right.
And now you see them walking around, but they're going to build high school. You're going to build high school with the same money you tried to block Dr. Smith from getting to help to build the country back. They sat there and frustrated the matter day in and day out. Do you remember well when we had the debate on the Recovery and Development Agency? You remember that?
Yes.
It's a couple of us had to turn the thing around because they had their plans to make sure it failed.
Yes.
How would we build back our country? How would we build it back? And now all of them have grandiose plans, but they're going to build back high school. Man, get from here, I'm going to build a school. I will build that school with my team. The NDP will build a school with a team. I put it to you that the best team to execute this plan is the team that made the plan. That team is the National Democratic Party team.
That's right.
In our manifesto, you will see that we have taken time to break down how we will grow the economy. In this season of talk, be aware of people who promise you that they can make you a millionaire, but cannot provide a plan nor do not have a track record of doing anything of consequence. I do not have promises of making each person in the Virgin Islands a millionaire, but I can tell you this, that this new NDP government will create the environment where our people, once they have the will and the drive, the environment will be there for them to succeed.
That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what we need.
Despite the challenges of our financial services sector, with the issue of beneficial ownership and economic substance, we see economic substance as an opportunity for us to diversify our economy and get more Virgin Islanders and belongers involved, owning businesses and providing services to better support that sector and even creating new sectors. Out of the rubble of the 2017 natural disasters, we have a unique opportunity to rebuild a society which is stronger and more cohesive, and an economy which is more vibrant, more resilient, and capable of generating consistently high levels of growth. I also want to use this opportunity tonight to speak to you on a most important subject. It is a matter over which all of us have control, but which so often we treat very lightly and take for granted. It is the matter, more than anything else, that determines the direction of our lives and the kind of life we will have. I'm speaking about the power of choice. Choice is at the very heart of every general election. Ours on February 25th is no different. To draw a comparison, every general election is to some extent like a trade show. Every party hoping to form the next government puts on a display of its policy prescriptions for the consideration of voters. These prescriptions are supposed to offer viable solutions to issues and problems affecting the country. Unfortunately, some have failed miserably to put forward a clear and coherent plan on how they intend to govern. Having considered the available options, voters then must make a choice. So ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the polls on February 21st and 25th, choose the team that will continue the development you have benefited from thus far. Choose the team that has the best record for the development of a modern Virgin Islands. Choose the team that has the experience to take us through issues surrounding financial services. Choose the team that has the expertise to grow the tourism sector. Choose the team that continues to bring issues and solutions to you, the people. Choose the team that you know that you can trust. You have another team out there, you cannot trust them. Choose the team that truly loves the country and wants to work for the people. Choose a brighter and better future for your country and for your family. Choose Team NDP all the way and help us make our territory better, stronger together.